Alright people, so anybody that has a Switch has been on the Switch eShop. And the Switch eShop has become a haven for indie games. It's one of the best places to play indie games just because of the convenience factor. Being able to take these games on the go, pick them up for like 10, 20 bucks at most, that is fantastic. And there are just so many indie games at this point that it's kind of hard to figure out which are the good ones and the bad ones. But every year there's one indie game that just seems to shine above all the others. In my opinion, last year was Untitled Goose Game. I loved Goose Game to death. It was fantastic. It just got that multiplayer update. It's really cool. I love Goose Game to death. This year, there is one that is just, it is the best indie game on the Switch this year. It's the best indie game this year. That game is Hades, people. Hades is freaking awesome. Now, if you haven't played Hades before, it is a roguelike game, like Dead Cells, like Enter the Gungeon, that kind of stuff. You know, you progress, you get as far as you can, you die, you restart, and it's a very addictive formula. These games are a ton of fun. They're so much fun to just kind of progress and see how you power up and how much farther you can make it the next time around. It's just a blast to play. These games are so much fun, and there's an abundance of them on the Switch, but Hades does just everything right. There's so much positive things to say about Hades. It is just such an incredible game. So first off, most of these games don't have that great of a story because of the fact that you're constantly dying and repeating the same content over and over. The story is just not there in a lot of these games. However, Hades, there is a story. In Hades, you play as Zagreus, the son of Hades himself, and you are in the underworld, and the whole point of the game is you're trying to escape the underworld because you've come into contact with your relatives, those being the gods of Olympus, and you're trying to escape the underworld in order to progress and go meet your family and become a god of Olympus. And it's a really, really interesting story that you play through. You get to find out lore regarding Zagreus and his upbringing and stuff like that. You get to meet a bunch of characters in the underworld, like Achilles is even there. And there's a whole bunch of really deep lore in this game. It's so cool because honestly, at this point, it's kind of obvious that gamers love these mythologies. I mean, Smite's a super popular game. Let's talk about the God of War series that covers 2 different mythos. We got Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming up, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. There's so many games that cover these ancient mythos. It's a really popular theme to adapt into these games. So it's just done super well here. Then the art style on top of it. It's such a unique art style. All the locations in the game are freaking stunning. They look super cool. There's interesting monsters that take from the mythology that you'll fight along the way. There's different weapons and artifacts and stuff that you can collect. And then you get to observe just the different takes on these gods, because many of these gods have just really unique styles about them, and they just look super cool. They have different power-ups that they'll give you along the way, which is super awesome, and they're based on these gods' significance. Like Poseidon will give you water-based abilities and stuff like that, and it's just really, really cool to see. The art style, like I said, is just insane. Looking at these characters, because each character has a hand-drawn like icon that comes up when they're talking in the game, and it looks so nice. They all the gods just have these very unique styles about them. This whole game has a unique style about them that I just really enjoy. And then the voice acting on top of it, each character has their own voice actor, and it's just so well done. Each of these characters feel like they're correct. Like Hermes talks really, really fast because, you know, he's the messenger of the gods, and he talks super fast, and it's super cool. I really love how they are able to make each character feel like they should. I'm just over the moon with this game. It is so much fun. So, like I said, you're trying to escape hell. You're basically trying to get out, and each time you die, you're able to talk to each of these characters in the underworld, and you'll uncover more bits and pieces about the story and about Zagreus and everything along the way. And it's just crazy that a game that is very repetitive in its actual gameplay style is able to give you that full story as you progress through. It's so freaking awesome. Now, this game isn't just on the Switch, it is also on the Epic Games Store, so honestly, I recommend picking this game up. I know Rocket League, if you downloaded Rocket League, you got a $10 Epic Store gift card. I would recommend using that on Hades because this game is definitely worth picking up. But if you are playing it on the Switch, let's talk about how it runs. This game runs freaking awesome. It's so good. It's made by the same people that made Transistor and Bastion, also great indie games I would recommend checking out. And it plays, in my opinion, more similarly to Transistor, and I really enjoyed Transistor, and I think that this game just continues that awesome playstyle. But instead of Transistor being that close-ended game, you know, you beat the game and then it was over, you could play through it again. This one just keeps you coming back and back and back because of the way a roguelike plays, and I love it. You can build relationships with all these characters as you're going through the game by giving them gifts, and they give you artifacts and stuff that you can then use to make each playthrough feel different, because you grab a different artifact for this run and then you die, and then, oh, I'm gonna grab a different artifact this time. The weapons are very cool. You can test out all the different weapons. You can grow more favor with each of the gods of Olympus, and they'll give you more power-ups and things of that nature along the way. It's just such an addictive, repetitive formula. Now, based on whether I think you should play this game on your TV or on your handheld, it doesn't really matter in my opinion. I think the game looks and plays great on both. I've played it on my Switch Lite, I've played it on my normal Switch, and both run fantastic. I've not encountered any frame drops, which is fantastic, because some games like Raji, I love Raji, I made a video about that recently, it does have some frame problems on the Switch, which is rather disappointing. Hades, I've not encountered any of that, which just makes me love this game even more. Honestly, if you haven't played this game, I highly recommend you check it out, because like I said, there are a ton of indie games coming out all the time, and it's hard to figure out which ones are worth your time. This one, and honestly, it's a game of the year contender for me. It is such a fantastic game that I just cannot recommend enough, because the price tag isn't that much on it. You can pick this game up for a fairly decent price and not have to, like, it's not a huge investment like a lot of other games are. Like if you pick up the new Call of Duty, if you pick up Doom Eternal, things like that, they're a huge cost investment for some people, and Hades just isn't that. But there's so many hours that you can put into this game that I really think this is just a lot of bang for your buck here. And like I said, the story, the art, the world itself that they've created here, it's so fun. So honestly, Hades is worth your time 100%. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have checked out Hades already, what your thoughts are, all that stuff. I'm very interested in hearing. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you found it entertaining and helpful. If you did, be sure to leave a like and smash the subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. Be sure to share the video with your friends. Let's grow this community here on the channel. Speaking of community, we've got a community Discord, people over there playing a bunch of games, so check that out. If that's something that all my other social media should be on screen here at this point. So if you're interested in keeping up with me, this channel, the stream, anything like that, check me out there as well. But like I said, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.